ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Yes, continuation to the last class. What is the fourth cranial nerve? Name of cranial nerve. Next arises from, next to receive, information from, next to conduct information to, conduct information to. So fourth cranial nerve, serial number, fourth cranial nerve is the pathetic nerve or trochlear nerve is the fourth cranial nerve. It is arises from floor of midbrain. It is arises from the floor of the midbrain. Again, definitely it is the motor nerve. Definitely another small column between these two is nature. Definitely nature. What is the nature of cranial nerve? Next column, nature. Again, arises from. So what is the nature of the fourth cranial nerve? Means it is motor. It is the motor nerve. It always arises from floor of midbrain. It is arises from the floor of the midbrain. It always receive information from the floor of midbrain and conduct that information to superior oblique muscles of eye. So this fourth cranial nerve, that is the pathetic nerve or the trochlear nerve, always arises from the floor of the midbrain, receive the motor information from the floor of the midbrain and finally conduct that information to the superior oblique muscles of eye. Next to fifth cranial nerve is trigeminal. Fifth cranial nerve is the trigeminal nerve. It is mixed. It is mixed in nature. Means here both the sensory as well as the motor fibers are present. In this kind of the nerve, both sensory fibers are present as well as motor fibers are present. Due to that reason, it is said to be as the mixed. Again, this trigeminal has three branches. One is the ophthalmic nerve, second one is the mandibular, third one is the maxillary. Again, in the case of the trigeminal, three branches are present. One is the ophthalmic, that is the sensory. That is the sensory in nature. Mandibular, that is motor in nature. Maxillary, again sensory in nature. Definitely this trigeminal nerve arises from pons varolii. Trigeminal nerve arises from the pons varolii. It receive means sensory fibers receive sensory information. Sensory fibers receive sensory information from conjunctiva. Conjunctiva means mucus layer which is present above the cornea. In the eye of the person, just assume, in eye of the person this is said to be as the cornea. Over the cornea, whatever the mucus layer which is present, that is said to be as the conjunctiva. From this, sensory information is collected by the trigeminal nerve. Again from lacrimal glands. From lacrimal glands also sensory information is collected by the trigeminal nerve. Again from the lips, from the nose, from the tongue, from the teeth, again from the eyelids, again from the palate. So definitely the sensory fibers of trigeminal nerve receive sensory information from the conjunctiva, from the lacrimal glands, from lip, from nose, from teeth, from eyelid, from the palate. Again, this motor fibers of the trigeminal nerve always receive motor information from the pons varolii and conduct it to lacrimal glands. Motor fibers conduct motor information to lacrimal glands, to submaxillary and to sublingual salivary glands, to the submaxillary sublingual salivary glands and to the muscles of lower jaw. So definitely motor fibers of trigeminal nerve receive the information from the pons varoli, finally conduct that information to the lacrimal glands which are present in the eye, submaxillary sublingual salivary glands which are present in the oral cavity to the muscles of the lower jaw. Next to sixth cranial nerve, that is the abducens. Sixth cranial nerve is said to be as the abducens. Again, this is motor in nature. Sixth cranial nerve is the abducens. This is motor in nature. Again, this sixth cranial nerve is also arises from pons varoli. This is also arises from pons varoli. It always receive motor information from pons varoli. It receives information from pons varoli and conduct that motor information to lateral rectus muscles of eye. To the lateral rectus muscles of eye, to the superior, inferior, medial rectus muscle, motor information is conducted by the oculomotor, that is the third cranial nerve. To the lateral rectus muscles of eye, motor information is conducted by the abducens nerve, that is the sixth cranial nerve. Again, seventh cranial nerve is the facial. Seventh cranial nerve is the facial nerve. This is mixed in nature. Means in the case of the facial nerve, both the sensory as well as the motor fibers are present. Both the sensory as well as the motor fibers are present in the case of the facial nerve. So definitely it is also arises from the pons varoli. This is also arises from the pons varoli. It is arises from the pons varoli. Again, sensory fibers. Means mixed means definitely it is with both the sensory fibers as well as the motor fibers. So sensory fibers receives sensory information from two-third anterior two-third of taste buds of tongue. Definitely from the taste buds of tongue, specifically from the anterior two-third length of the tongue, from the taste buds, this sensory fibers receive the sensory information. On the tongue of the person, taste buds are present for detection of the taste. From the anterior two-third length of the taste buds of the tongue, this sensory fibers of the seventh cranial nerve receive the sensory information. Then its motor fibers. Motor fibers conduct motor information to parts of face, again to submaxillary, sublingual, salivary glands, and to palatine also. Definitely, motor fibers which are present in the facial nerve conduct the motor information, carries the motor information from the pons viruli to parts of the face, submaxillary, sublingual, salivary glands, and to the palatine. You should remember, from the palatine, sensory information is collected by the trigeminal nerve. From the palate or palatine, sensory information is collected by the fifth cranial nerve, that is the trigeminal nerve. To the palate or palatine, motor information is conducted by the seventh cranial nerve, that is the facial nerve. Next to eighth cranial nerve is the auditory nerve. Eighth cranial nerve is said to be as the auditory nerve. This is the eighth cranial nerve. Auditory nerve is the eighth cranial nerve. Again, this eighth cranial nerve is the sensory in nature. Auditory nerve is also called as vestibulocochlear nerve or acoustic nerve. Acoustic means hearing. Acoustic nerve. Definitely this eighth cranial nerve is also called as the vestibulocochlear nerve or acoustic nerve. What is the meaning of the acoustic? Means hearing. Hearing of the sound is said to be as the acoustic. Definitely this is the sensory in nature. Nature is sensory. Definitely it is with the sensory nature. It is arises from, means definitely in the case of the auditory nerve or vestibulocochlear nerve, there are two branches. One is the cochlear branch. Second one is the vestibular branch. Again, in the case of the eighth cranial nerve, two branches are there. One is said to be as the cochlear branch. Second one is said to be as the vestibular branch. This cochlear branch arises from cochlea. Cochlea of inner ear. Definitely in the case of the inner ear of the person, spring shaped structure which is present. In the case of the inner ear of the person, spring shaped structure which is present like this, that is said to be as the cochlea. Spring shaped structure which is present in the inner ear, which is useful for the hearing of the sound, that is said to be as the cochlea. From that, this cochlear branch arises. Again, it receives information from cochlea. cochlea of inner ear, definitely it receive the information from the cochlea of inner ear. It conduct that information to cochlear nucleus present between the pons and medulla. Between the pons and medulla on the ventral side, whatever the cochlear nucleus which is present, to that cochlear nucleus, this collected information is conducted. Definitely cochlear branch of the eighth cranial nerve is always arises from the cochlea of inner ear, that conduct that information to cochlear nucleus present between the pons and medulla. Second branch is vestibular branch. It is arises from semicircular canals, vestibule, that is nothing but in the vestibule again two portions are present, that is the saccule and utricle. That is the saccule and utricle. Definitely in the case of the inner ear, semicircular canals are present, just as you like this. These are the semicircular canals. They are 3 in number. These are the semicircular canals. They are 3 in number. This is said to be as the saccule. This is said to be as the utricle. So definitely vestibular branches arises from semicircular canals, saccule, utricle of inner ear. Definitely it receives the sensory information from these 3 structures. This vestibular branch of the 8th cranial nerve receive information from semicircular canals, again from the saccule and from the utricle. Definitely vestibular branch of the 8th cranial nerve receive sensory information from the semicircular canal, saccule and utricle, and conduct that information to vestibular nuclear complex present on floor of 4th ventricle. What is the 4th ventricle? Cavity which is present in the medulla oblongata is said to be as the 4th ventricle. This semicircular means vestibular branch of the 8th cranial nerve receive the information from the semicircular canal, saccule, utricle, finally conduct that information to the vestibular nuclear complex which is present on the floor of the 4th ventricle. Definitely 4th ventricle is present in the medulla oblongata. Next to 9th cranial nerve. Next one is the 9th cranial nerve. 9th cranial nerve is the glossopharyngeal. 9th cranial nerve is the glossopharyngeal nerve. This is also mixed in nature. means it's also with both the sensory as well as the motor fibers. It also with both the sensory as well as the motor fiber. So that only it is said to be as the mixed in nature. It is arises from medulla oblongata. Ninth cranial nerve, that is the glossopharyngeal nerve, is arises from the medulla, that is the last part of the brain. Its sensory fibers receive sensory information from taste buds of one third of tongue, posterior one third of tongue. Definitely this sensory fibers of the ninth cranial nerve always receive sensory information from the taste buds of posterior one third length of the tongue. From the anterior 2/3 length of the tongue of taste buds, sensory information is collected by the seventh cranial nerve. From the posterior 1/3 length of the tongue of taste buds, sensory information is collected by the ninth cranial nerve. Its motor fibers conduct motor information to muscles of pharynx and to parotid, submaxillary, sublingual, salivary glands. So definitely motor fibers of the ninth cranial nerve always conduct motor information to the muscles of pharynx, because glossopharyngeal, definitely to the muscles of pharynx, to the parotid, submaxillary, sublingual, salivary glands. This motor fibers of the ninth cranial nerve carries the motor information from the medulla oblongata. Next, 10th cranial nerve. 10th cranial nerve is the vagus. 10th cranial nerve is the vagus nerve. 10th cranial nerve is the vagus nerve. It is also mixed in nature. It's also mixed in nature. It is also arises from medulla oblongata. From 9th onwards to last, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th pair of the cranial nerves are arises from medulla. From 9th onwards to the 12th cranial nerve, all cranial nerves are arises from the medulla oblongata. Again, it's also mixed, means it has the both the sensory as well as the motor fibers. So that only it is the mixed in nature. Definitely sensory fibers receive sensory information from lungs, heart, esophagus, stomach and intestine. So definitely sensory fibers of 10th cranial nerve always receive sensory information from the lungs, from heart, from stomach, from intestine. From these parts, this vagus sensory fibers receive the sensory information, finally conduct it to the medulla. Again, motor fibers of 10th cranial nerve, motor fibers of 10th cranial nerve conduct motor fibers conduct motor information to lungs, to heart, to esophagus, to stomach, and to intestine. Means from which parts this sensory fibers receive the sensory information? From the same parts to the same parts, motor information is conducted by the motor fiber. From which parts of the body sensory fibers of the 10th cranial nerve receive the sensory information? To the same parts, motor fibers of the 10th cranial nerve conduct the motor information. Definitely sensory fibers of the 10th cranial nerve receive the sensory information from the lung, from the heart, from the esophagus, from the stomach, from the intestine. To the same parts means to the lung, to the heart, to the esophagus, to the stomach, to the intestine. 10th cranial nerve motor fibers conduct the motor information. Next to 11th cranial nerve. 11th cranial nerve, that is the spinal accessory. That is the spinal accessory nerve. Spinal accessory nerve, that is the motor in nature. That is the motor in nature. That also arises from medulla. It receives the information from the medulla. It receives the information from the medulla and conduct motor information to muscles of pharynx, again larynx, again neck, again shoulders. Definitely this spinal accessory always receive motor information from the medulla, conduct that motor information to the muscles of pharynx. Means here this is a pharynx, this is a larynx, this is the neck, these are the shoulders. Definitely this motor fibers of the spinal accessory always conduct the motor information to muscles of the pharynx, larynx, neck and shoulders. Again last one is the hypoglossal. 12th cranial nerve is the hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve is also motor. This is also motor in nature. It also arises from medulla. It is also arises from the medulla oblongata. Again, definitely hypoglossal always receives motor information from the medulla. It receives the motor information from the medulla and motor fibers conduct motor information to muscles of tongue. Definitely for movement of the tongue, definitely this motor information must be conducted from the medulla. So what is the use of the tongue movement? Tongue movement must be required for clarity speech. Tongue movement must be required for manipulation of the food with the saliva. Tongue movement must be required for the swallowing of the food material. Tongue movement must be required for the speech. Tongue movement must be required for mixing of the food material with the saliva, that is manipulation. Tongue movement must be required for the swallowing of the food material, that is the deglutition. In that way, this hypoglossal nerve always regulates the tongue movement by conducting the motor information from the medulla. These are the 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. Next to spinal nerves. Second type of the nerves which are present in the peripheral nervous system of the human are said to be as the spinal nerves. Second type of the nerves which are present in the peripheral nervous system are the spinal nerves. Second one is the spinal nerves. Nerves which are arises from various regions of the spinal cord, that kind of the nerves are said to be as the spinal nerve. Nerves which may be arises from the various parts of the spinal cord, that kind of the nerves are said to be as the spinal nerves. How many number of the spinal nerves are present in the case of the human beings? 31 pairs of the spinal nerves are present. Definitely this 31 pairs of the spinal nerves, out of 31 pairs, all of them are mixed in nature. 31 pairs out of 31 pairs, this all spinal nerves are with mixed nature, because all these 31 pairs of the spinal nerves are with both sensory and motor fiber. Each and every spinal nerve must be with motor fiber and must be with sensory fiber. So that only they are said to be as the mixed in nature. Out of 31 pairs of the spinal nerves are mixed in nature, because they are with both sensory and motor fibers. Then how that kind of the spinal nerves are gets formed? What is the mode of the formation of the spinal nerve? How that kind of the spinal nerves are gets formed means formation of spinal nerve. How that kind of the spinal nerves are gets formed means, just assume this is the spinal cord, this is the spinal cord. In the case of the spinal cord, this is said to be as this is the dorsal root ganglion, this is the ventral root ganglion. In the case of the spinal cord, this is said to be as the dorsal root ganglion. This is said to be as the dorsal root ganglion. This is said to be as the ventral root ganglion. This is the ventral root ganglion. Again from the dorsal root ganglion, whatever the fiber which is arises, That fiber is said to be as the sensory fiber. Definitely this is the sensory fiber.